Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more details videos. 2025 WTA Shockers, Emma Raducanu, Rybakina, and Gauff's controversial moments that shook tennis. Tennis likes its drama neatly packaged. A racket smash here, a fiery press conference there. But 2025 didn't play by the old rules. This season, the WTA Tour felt like a live wire, charged with expectation, pressure, and the kind of controversy that doesn't fade after a highlight reel ends. Three names kept surfacing again and again across timelines and talk shows: Emma Raducanu, Elena Rybakina, and Coco Gauff. Different personalities, different paths, one shared reality. Each became the center of moments that split fan bases, rattled institutions, and forced uncomfortable conversations about modern tennis. These weren't scandals in the tabloid sense. They were fault lines, revealing where the sport is straining under the weight of fame, fairness, and a rapidly changing world. This is a story of the 2025 WTA Shockers, not as gossip, but as a mirror held up to tennis itself. Emma Raducanu, the weight of a crown that never fit. Emma Raducanu entered 2025 with familiar burden, expectation without patience. For years removed from her U.S. Open miracle, the narrative refused to evolve. Every win was framed as a return, every loss as another failure. Tennis, notoriously unforgiving, had frozen her in time. Forever 18, forever flawless, forever misunderstood. The match that lit the fuse. At a mid-season premiere event, Raducanu withdrew mid-match citing physical distress. The broadcast cameras lingered. Commentators speculated. Social media erupted. She's soft. She doesn't want it enough. She's wasting her talent. Within hours, the debate had escaped tennis and entered culture. Raducanu later revealed that the withdrawal followed medical advice related to cumulative stress and injury risk. But the damage was done. Once again, she wasn't seen as an athlete navigating a body, but as a symbol failing to live up to a myth. The press conference heard around the tour. Days later, Raducanu delivered a calm but cutting response. "I'm not here to perform resilience for people who don't see the work. I'm here to protect my career." It wasn't angry. It was honest. That honesty divided fans. Some applauded her self-awareness. Others accused her of lacking grit. The controversy wasn't about one match. It was about whether women in tennis are allowed to set boundaries without being labeled fragile. Raducanu didn't shock the tour by quitting. She shocked it by refusing to apologize. Elena Rybakina, silence, control, and the question nobody wanted to ask. Elena Rybakina has never fit tennis stereotypes. Reserved, ice-cold, unflinching under pressure. In 2025, that silence became controversial. The coaching controversy. Early in the season, reports surfaced of internal tension between Rybakina and her coaching team. On-court gestures, brief, clipped exchanges, were magnified. Commentators speculated about control, influence, and autonomy. Then came the moment that exploded everything. After a straight sets win, Rybakina declined to acknowledge her coach in the player box. No wave, no glance, no smile. It lasted 2 seconds. The fallout lasted months. A storm without a statement. Fans demanded explanations. Pundits drew conclusions. Headlines screamed dysfunction. But Rybakina said almost nothing. Her silence unsettled people more than any outburst would have. In a sport that thrives on narrative access, her refusal to perform transparency felt like defiance. Was she being controlled? Was she pushing back? Was the WTA doing enough to protect player autonomy? The controversy forced tennis to confront a rare discomfort. What happens when an athlete doesn't want to explain herself? Rybakina kept winning, and with every victory, the questions grew louder. Coco Gauff, when speaking up becomes a story. If Raducanu's controversy was about boundaries and Rybakina's about silence, Coco Gauff's was about voice. By 2025, Gauff wasn't just a champion. She was a leader, a speaker, a conscience, and that made her dangerous. The officiating incident. During a high-profile match, Gauff clashed with a chair umpire over a disputed call. It wasn't unusual. What followed was Gauff cited patterned inconsistency in officiating, referencing previous matches. Not just hers, but others. She demanded accountability in real time, on camera. The match paused. The crowd murmured. Social media ignited. Some called her disrespectful. Others called her brave. The aftershock. Post-match, Gauff doubled down, not emotionally, but structurally. This isn't about me losing a point. It's about systems that don't treat players equally. The WTA released a carefully worded statement supporting officials while acknowledging player concerns. Translation, we hear you, but not yet. Gauff became the story, not the match, not the tournament. She wasn't punished, but she was scrutinized. And in tennis, scrutiny is power. Why these moments felt different. Tennis has always had controversy. What made 2025 different was the context. These weren't meltdowns. They weren't tantrums. They weren't scandals. They were structural moments, revealing pressure points in the sport. Mental health versus public expectation. Player autonomy versus coaching influence. Athlete activism versus institutional comfort. Raducanu asked for protection. Rybakina asked for space. Gauff asked for change. None of them asked quietly. The WTA at a crossroads. The WTA likes to present itself as progressive, and in many ways it is, but 2025 exposed the limits of that progress. Supporting players isn't just about slogans. It's about systems that hold when tested. Each controversy forced the tour to respond, not just with statements, but with reflection. Do players have enough control over their careers? Are mental health conversations still conditional on performance? Is speaking up encouraged or merely tolerated? The answers weren't clear. And that uncertainty is the real shock. Final set. What 2025 will be remembered for. Years from now, 2025 may not be remembered for who won the most titles. It will be remembered for who changed the conversation. Emma Raducanu reminded the sport that longevity matters more than optics. Elena Rybakina showed that silence can be a form of resistance. Coco Gauff proved that leadership doesn't wait for permission. They didn't just shake tennis. They asked it to grow up. And whether the sport listens may define the next generation more than any trophy ever could. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time.